Welcome to the Dragonfly Cutter Podcast. It's Music for the Soul here, your host with my other co-host.
Dante the Scribe.
And today got a few topics for you guys. We're gonna get into the first one. The first one is gonna be the importance of physical, mental, and spiritual health, and healthy ways you can establish a sound mind, body, and soul. You don't want to be out of tune in no health department.
Music for the soul.
Usually, when you're out of tune, you you know what I'm saying, you have faults. Whether that's physically, that can be mental, that can be physically not taking care of yourself.
Let's go through this. Let's go ahead, and you're kind of doing it already, but so physical health. When we're talking about that, what do we mean? We mean literally your body. We mean literally how you take care of your body.
Yes,
working out,
the importance of it,
eating healthy. Mental health. How do you feel about that? What would you describe mental health as?
I'll describe mental health as your overall state of mind. Like, what do you think about most of the day? Are you depressed most of the day? And like, you have to sit down and really analyze your thoughts. Like, what do you think about most of the day? Because usually, some people just think about shit that depress them all day, and some people think about
serial killers and shit. Think about that type of
they
shit.
They think about things that stress them out and stuff like
Right.
that. So mental health is basically just establishing a sound state of mind to where you can control your thoughts, you can control your emotions. You don't really let your thoughts like control you. You know what I'm saying?
So when we talk about spiritual health, I know what I think it is. Let's hear what you think it is, and I'll tell you where I stand on that.
Okay.
Because I feel like it will probably be similar, but I just want to.
Spiritual health is multicolored and multiracial, honestly, because you can be anything. It don't matter what you fall under. Spiritual health is just, you can look at the world today and tell that everybody is out of touch spiritually. It don't matter if you're Christian, it don't matter if you're Buddhist, it don't matter what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like spiritual health
because if it was more in tune, the world wouldn't be the way it is now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter what faith you have, because I believe no matter what faith you have, there's always a good, there's always an evil. If people represent good, good is good, bro. Like, it doesn't come in different faces. Like, if somebody does a good act, everybody knows, okay, that's a good act. You know what I'm saying? Or that's a bad act. So if the world is just fucked up and it's being run in such a chaotic way, I can only assume that people are out of touch.
So it's almost like the energy level of the planet, or like,
yes, the energy level.
Yeah, I'm on a similar wave. I think spirituality has a lot to do with your personal, especially when it comes to like your personal feels on what life means, like what you care about in life, what you put importance on as far as like long-term goals or goals as humanity.
Right.
It's bigger than yourself, I would say. Mental health is oftentimes yourself. Spiritual health is oftentimes bigger than yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, and it can be individually based as well, because
Right. Well, even if one person's, like spiritual mentality can affect a whole group of people's shit.
For sure.
Negative
Yes,
people,
definitely.
can affect other people so easily, and sometimes
and they do, and that's why we're
mental and
talking.
spiritual are so close too.
Yeah, it's so interlinked that it's crazy. Honestly, it's even interlinked physically too, bro. Because in order to have thoughts, you have to have a brain. So it's like there's several levels to this shit. You have the physical level, the mental level, and the spiritual level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they're all intertwined. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit resides in the body. Like, this is flesh. We all have fleshly bodies, but no matter what belief you have, you believe there's a spirit. Every religion knows that there's spirits. Every religion talk about demons.
But
every
there's
religion talk
also
about
atheists who don't believe in any of that shit.
and that's fine, because you have that right.
So
Every
do you
human
feel
is
like
free to believe that.
So they
I don't
still
think
have
anything
like a
goes.
spiritual.
I
They have like a spiritual like
I'm not
mentality
in tune.
though.
I'm not in tune with them people. I don't know. And
So
I
I feel
I
like-
can't speak for them, because that's not who I am.
Right.
But I'm saying I don't have a problem with them.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you have the right to believe whatever you want to. Bro, if somebody want to believe Satan, who am I to cast stones at him because he want to praise Satan? At the end of the day, I'm just saying, if you want to be the best version of yourself, then you should seek that in your own way, because even that's opinion based. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just maneuvering my path, and if people can evaluate my life and like learn something from it, then that's cool. But I don't want to teach or preach nothing. So I don't really have a problem with atheists or their beliefs.
Right. I was just saying more. I wasn't saying more. I have a problem with them.
Do I feel like they have a spiritual standpoint? I'm not sure, because How do
'Cause
you feel about it? Because I'm
I
not
feel
sure
like
because
they
I never.
like for me spiritual health in some extent has to do with religion, but religion is a way to think about your spiritual health. But
Right.
spiritual health can be any form of like, what do you care about in the world? What gives you drive?
Exactly.
And what do you think the world should form into essentially like, and also like, how do you feel as a whole everything is like you could be anybody and have an opinion on that. And
Right.
honestly, connectivity through human beings like in a way that has to do with spiritual health. So nobody can get away with it or away from it if you're a human being. Like we're all tied into that shit to some extent.
Right. Definitely.
Um,
And that's why it's so important. I think people neglect their health and they value certain healths over certain healths. Like some people may think being physically healthy is more important than being mentally healthy, but it all has to be taken with the same seriousness. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
if you're out of touch, you're out of touch. You know what I'm saying? If excuse me, we probably gotta cut that. But
No. um,
if you're out of touch, bro, it's gonna show. It's going you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna affect you in a negative way no matter what. If
Yeah.
you're off mentally, it's gonna affect you.
so I do you want to talk about, I guess.
I wanna start with physical health.
Okay. You want to just go? That's all I was gonna ask you if you want to go through each of them.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, and we don't got to spend too much time on it. Physical health is self-explanatory. Exercising.
Well,
Make sure you exercising, make
Yeah.
sure you eating right.
that's ways to deal with it. But also, like, how do you feel like the world in general, the majority is with that?
Like how they view physical health.
Like, if you were to generalize the whole world, what do you think the image that we would most likely be known as for physical health would be? I guess it's different too across, like, but let's talk about America specifically. Like, an average human being in America, low key, the rest of the world thinks we're not eating right. We
'Cause we're
don't
not.
really work out.
We
Yeah,
definitely not.
We're definitely not.
And we don't work out.
We're not all
We shoot
obese,
people.
but being fat is like a view of Americans, like in other countries, especially.
We shoot people. That's what we do in America.
We shoot people and then eat their food
And then eat their
and go to
organs.
McDonald's every day. You got $1, you could buy food to feed your family or a McChicken. What are you getting? McChicken.
You getting that goddamn McChicken, man. And it's messed up, but that's a deeper conversation to have. I want to stay on the more
You say lighthearted with it.
lighthearted with it, you know what I'm saying? Because you
Or
gotta,
surface level
you know
light.
what I'm saying? You gotta preach that hope. Like, we know it's fucked up, and you can acknowledge that it's fucked up, but you still gotta have like that kid mentality, like we're gonna be all right.
Right,
But
you
in the
have
back
that
of your
hope.
head, you like, nigga, we fucked. But
I think it's important to identify that, but
Right.
maybe that's for a later podcast.
yeah, definitely. That's because that's such a deep topic in itself. But I like that you brought that up though. So yeah,
mental
physical health is for me personally. I feel like just make sure you eat right, make sure you exercise, and get outside the house. Because I feel like a lot of people honestly is lacking like you know what I'm saying, like sunlight, bro.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D deficiency that
They
causes
say I was gonna say they say a lot of people especially in the Midwest, it's like 80% of the year it's overcast and you don't get sun rays. They say everybody in the Midwest should take vitamin D supplements because we aren't getting enough.
damn. I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
But
Do you have you had a little something about sunlight?
yeah, the point I was gonna say.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you good. What I was gonna say was lack of sunlight can cause to anxiety, memory loss, all that, bro. Like if you're deprived from the sun, that it causes depression, all that. So
Right.
just make sure you're getting out in the sun, walking. People don't really walk like that. Like I just started
really
walking
don't.
recently. Like I walked around my apartments, bro, seeing shit I never seen before. Like, bro, like, why have I never just walked?
Right. No,
Type
they,
shit.
they say that shit is like a stress reliever. Like
Yeah. Yep.
Like, yeah.
Exercising too. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah. Exercising is a stress reliever. And physical health can be meditating, learning how to calm yourself down. Definitely just being out in nature, bro. Being out in nature is just it's an all natural way to heal, bro. Like they say, like just being out in nature literally heals you, bro. Like that's why I say like being out in the sunlight heals you.
Literally,
and it messes you up because the state that we're in now in this country, basically in the world, honestly, with all the technology and stuff, people mainly stay indoors.
inside,
Like they don't
yeah.
really go outside and like
even if they do too, there's a lot of countries like third world countries and shit that's like factory driven and like
Right.
or like you know what I'm saying, like some bullshit's going on there that's keeping them what Sierra Leone, these kids are fucking trapped in diamond mines
Talk
for their
about
whole
it.
day, every day.
Talk about
It's like, bro, that's no son. That is not physical health.
it. That's not physical health, bro. That's enslavement. But
Yeah. But also, like, it's crazy just to think, so and so years ago, you know, people would just go to work in fucking mines all day long, and it's like they didn't
yeah,
even think that shit was really that bad for them. It's bad for your lungs being in a mine in general,
yeah.
but it's crazy. So yeah, mental health. What's some good ways to
All right, now mental health.
mental health?
Actually, I should have said meditation for mental health.
It could be both though.
Meditation, definitely. Mental health. I feel like ways you can take care of your mental health is just learning how to focus on positivity. Because I feel like definitely in our society, but I feel like our brains are just naturally more wired to focus on negative shit and focus on shit that's like shit that's not mentally good for us. Like that's all I'm saying, bro. Like if you had like negative thoughts all day, bro, like that's not good, bro. Like
Yeah.
if you're depressed all day, bro, like
Bro,
that's not mentally
I'm
good for
definitely a
you.
learned optimist, but I have not like I
Facts.
had to teach myself to be.
You have to be
And
happy, bro.
yeah, like I understand realism too, but also
Yeah.
not hopelessness within realism. That can be just as detrimental as pessimism. Like
Right. That's why I said you gotta be real about our situation, but you have to keep that kid
right,
spirit alive.
you
Like it's
have
gonna be
to.
all right.
Right, you have to have some kind of hope.
Yeah.
Even if you're fucking like no shit's gonna fail. Like what's the point of dying sad? You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, mental health is definitely a lot of keeping positive. A lot of it's
Yep.
also though like self-reflection. Self-reflection is so big. Like
Yeah. Be
being
honest
honest
with
with yourself.
yourself. Yep.
Yes,
Look
bro.
at yourself. Be honest with you. Honestly, and I practice that. And I told myself, and I don't really lie often, but I told myself, I don't care if I lie to the world. The only person I'm never gonna lie to is myself. Like
Right.
if I look in the mirror and I know I'm a piece of shit, I'm gonna tell myself I'm a piece of shit. And
Right.
I've done that constantly and I still do, bro. Like that's why I don't care what people say about me, bro. Because anything anybody said about me, I've told myself that
Right.
1,000 times. Like
Now
it's not
there
new.
now that can easily though, because I feel like there's a lot of people that self-reflect and then they tell themselves they're a piece of shit or they tell themselves something negative. But then like positive mental health
Yes.
or not necessarily maybe positive isn't the perfect word, but like having a healthy mental health is also realizing that and then moving to be a better person.
Exactly.
Don't wallow in your sorrows.
Yeah,
It's
don't feel
not
sorry for
shit, bro.
yourself. Don't feel sorry for
Right.
yourself. That's the worst thing you can do.
You're
Because
never
then
gonna
you develop a
change.
victim mentality. And I
Don't
feel like
look for people either to blame for it. Exactly with the victim mentality.
exactly. It's not nobody's fault. And honestly, it may sound messed up, but I feel like even in the most messed up situations that you were born into that you ain't had no control over, bro,
You still
I
have
view
some
it from
control.
both sides, bro. Like the world don't owe you nothing.
They don't owe
Nor
you
nor nor
shit.
does it care to, bro. Nor does it care to. Nigga, like they gonna look at you like, bro, like we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and you really don't owe the world shit. Like honestly,
Exactly.
like you're born and you die and you didn't choose that. And also though, like you came into this world and the world didn't choose to have you in it. Like maybe your parents did or whatever. Um, but the world as a whole doesn't owe you because of somebody else's mistakes. Like
Right.
I I've spent a lot of years in the past, like just being like, damn, shit was fucked when I grew up, or like shit was like hard for me. And then like what I do when I grew up, bro, did the same exact shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you grow up and you realize, damn, I'm doing some of the same exact things that I viewed as bullshit happening to me
Exactly.
because that's what I decided was my reality.
Right. Yeah, for sure, bro.
A reality is what you make it. Like we've talked about that a little bit in previous in our Matrix,
And you wanna know what's funny, bro? That's why all that shit I told you, bro. All that shit tying together because mental health going to that. If you have a negative state of mind, bro, that's what you're gonna manifest. Like you just said, reality is what you make it. Literally, reality is what you make it, bro. Like there's people in the world that, let's say we fucking blow up, become the most famous people in the world, it still don't matter. There's somebody in the world that's never gonna meet you, never gonna know you. In their reality, you never existed,
never existed.
and you would never meet them. Like in their reality, you never existed. That
Right.
shit crazy. So reality is definitely what you make it. You gotta, and positive thoughts will manifest positive things. You know what I'm saying? Because just when you have a positive outlook on life, you will see the positive in
Right.
something. If you just have a negative mind, you're just gonna look for the negative. You're always gonna find the negative. You're always gonna find a flaw in something. You gotta look for something.
I was gonna say too, word to people chasing fame. You pause it?
It blacked out.
What you mean?
The screen blacked out. We good.
Oh,
We
my
good.
bad, bro.
The screen just blacked out.
I can just cut that shit later.
Okay.
Or you think I should run it back?
No, you good, bro. You good.
Okay, whatever. Okay, like word to people chasing fame and chasing that, like, I know a lot of chasing fame is especially like the whole world knows me, like I'm important, like,
Right.
bro, no, there's no way that every single person on this earth will
There's
know
no
you.
way in the world.
It's not possible. Like, even if it is maybe possible, but like,
It's
bro,
not.
people
fam.
don't even know. People don't even really all know who Jesus is, and that's the biggest fucking name you ever hear.
That's facts. Yeah, I like that example.
Motherfuckers don't
That's
even know who
real
he is.
shit.
And like,
Yep.
I mean, you still got situations too, like off the coast of India, there's a little tiny island, and there's like probably 60 people on it, and fucking, I can't remember what it's called, but they're like literally live like Paleolithic, like cavemen, pretty much.
Okay.
And fucking literally, we kickstarted their Iron Age on accident because a boat crashed on their shore, and they found iron because of it. Like, and they
That's funny. That's funny.
bro, and that was in like
Just a random boat of iron.
yeah, like
That's funny.
straight up. So like you don't know what there is, bro. There could be motherfuckers
Right.
in caves deep under the earth that we've never met.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
bro.
Like, and like,
Definitely.
don't focus on that. Don't fixate on that. The point is to help people. Like, well, it's not my point for fame would be to help people or whatever. But like, if you want fame for validation, you're just never gonna get it. It's
Low
always
key,
gonna be
bro,
chasing
I
it.
care about fame, but at the same time, bro, I don't give a fuck about fame because at who really cares, bro? Even if everybody knows you, it don't really matter because they don't know you personally. Like they may know your music, they may see you online, but in reality, like you're not a
don't
real
know you,
person to
yeah.
them, and they don't really they don't really know you like that. They see this character that's like on the internet, and that's what everybody is on the internet is a fucking character.
You know, I've talked to somebody. Oh yeah, I was talking to it might have been you, it might have been Christian, I don't remember. But I was talking about how X died, Mac died, Lil Peep died, and I listen to their
R.I.P..
music and I don't feel like they died. And the reason that I feel
For
like
sure.
they don't like that I don't feel like they died is because they speak to their music, but it's also because I didn't know them. I didn't have the frame of reference that they were alive as
Right.
human beings. Like I just seen videos.
They wasn't. They real, but
They're not.
They're not real.
To me, like Tupac doesn't feel dead. Really, because film and shit, like all I've ever seen is videos, all I've ever heard is music. Like
Facts.
I know he's dead, but I don't really know it. The same way I would if like my best friend died or my mom died.
Yeah, like that's
or
way different.
etc.
It hit you different.
Right.
But just to wrap around mental health because like got sidetracked there a little bit.
Yeah.
Just stay positive, bro. Focus on the positive, and you'll be all right. Even if you're in like a hectic or just a really stressful situation, you just gotta maneuver through it.
Yeah.
Like
It's not easy, but it's necessary.
life is a roller coaster of ups and downs, bro. Honestly, the thing about life is if you learn from your mistakes, you'll always be happy. And what I mean by that is if you're always gonna fall and break your shit, bro. I don't care. You're always gonna get played. You either always gonna get betrayed, bro. Like life is, nigga. That's life. You can't control what happened in your life. Like,
Right. There's always gonna be somebody to fuck it up.
yeah, bro. But if you learn from that, you will never make that mistake again.
person.
Like a lot of people being like, shit. Myself, for example, bro. All I know is toxic relationships. If you never learn from that and you keep repeating those same mistakes, you'll forever be in a toxic relationship. And most people are in toxic relationships.
Most
like,
people, yeah.
and they're content with that, bro. Like that's crazy. But if you learn from that mistake and be like, oh, I realize that me and this person shouldn't be together. I should be trying to do this and really better myself. Then, bro, that's how you help people. That's how you save people. You want to save a motherfucker, bro? Save yourself.
Right.
You want to lift somebody up financially ground yourself, bro. Like if you're not straight, you can't help nobody else.
Facts.
So-
huge, humongous facts. Yeah, bro, I tell people all the time, going back to relationships, I had a friend, and even like many friends I've told this in my past. If you are not right with yourself, and I'm not saying like okay, I get depressed and shit sometimes, like I'll
Everybody
feel
does.
I feel bad sometimes.
Everybody do.
But as
We
a person,
human,
I
man.
know myself. Like,
Right.
if you don't know yourself and you are not right with yourself and you aren't content with who you are as a person enough to be strong in that, right? Don't go get in a fucking relationship.
Yeah, bro.
Don't do it.
I had to learn that the hard way, bro. That's the worst thing you can fucking do, bro. I tell you the history of my relationship. Dating a female, it was chaotic, fucking toxic the whole time. Break up. Nigga, a month later you with another female. I was on that wave for so long, bro. I just got off that train, fam. Like straight up, nigga. Like
Right.
off
And that
camera
shit-
we'll talk more, but bro, I've been out here, bro, like not proudly, my nigga.
Right.
Like not proudly, bro. Like, but I've been out here. But
And it's hard to have that realization. But
yeah, bro, you do gotta have that realization. Bro, you gotta realize that you can't blossom nothing if you're not growing.
right.
You're not helping nobody if you honestly and low key being like messed up like that, bro. It's kind of selfish. Like jumping into a
is. No, it
relationship,
is.
jumping into even a fucking friendship, bro. Like
Yeah.
if you're not building up, you're building down. And if you're building down, you're building everybody around you down. If you don't have the mindset that's like pushing forward, bro, you should have a mindset where you can be like lighthearted and shit, but we're like, oh, every time this person come around, this nigga got good energy. He talking about this, that, and the third. Niggas that you know the difference between people that inspire you and then people that's like, man,
Bring you
bro,
down.
This nigga come.
Right. No, yeah. And like in relationships, that's amplified times
Times.
500,000. Like, and I want to say this, and this is kind of just a side note, because you said in friendships too,
For sure.
like that is such a true sentiment. Like honestly, people don't realize because they look for this love in relationships, they look for this fulfillment
You gotta
in
have it in
relationships.
yourself, fam.
You have to have it in yourself, but also like
yeah.
that intimate relations in some extent, like you have those relations. You should have this like a very similar love for your spouse. You should have that for your friends, like that in-depth loyalty, like. And it's different, people have a problem separating like, oh, it's, like this is sexual love or this is like blah, blah, blah. Like you should have a strong love for your friends where you care about them, where like their well-being is important to you. Like it shouldn't just be some, oh, brush people off. Because if you never create those in-depth relationships like outside of dating, you're missing out on a whole different extent of what life can be.
Yeah, you are. You are. And it's unfortunate.
It
and
is,
honestly, bro, you gonna be depressed as fuck. You're gonna be sad. You're gonna be
That
miserable.
girl's gonna leave you and you're gonna be alone.
She gonna leave you. She gonna
gonna
leave you,
leave you
fam. She
one
gonna
day.
leave, bro.
Even if she
She
doesn't
gonna leave,
you,
my nigga.
Look, even if
Trust
she
me,
doesn't
fam.
leave you in life, she leaves you in death. Whether
Bro,
you die
even
or
if she don't
dies,
leave you physically, bro, niggas be scared of a bitch leaving physically, bro. When she's gone mentally, bro,
oh.
it's a wrap, my nigga.
It's gone,
bro, I
bro.
wish a nigga would get your bitch right mentally, nigga.
right? Facts.
It's going down. Facts. Trust that, nigga. What are you talking about?
Facts. Fuck.